what the hell is going on in the hobby. The biggest one that we're just going to get right into it. We'll run this intro and get right into it because there's a lot to discuss about this whatnot lawsuit that's going on and potentially illegal gambling. Not good. I think it's depending on what the outcome is. I think regardless whether if they find whatnot guilty of illegal gambling or if they, just say, hey, slap a disclaimer on it, I think it's going to shake up the hobby in a big way. I think for a lot of breakers on different platforms. And I think this is just kind of the start of it. So before we jump into any of it, let's go ahead and run this intro real quick. If you want to actually, before the intro, John, you want to do a quick shout out?
Shout out to
number
Ryan.
one fan?
Shout out to our number one fan, Ryan. Number one fan who's not a family member. Shout out to Ryan.
That's right.
Well,
this is bourbon number 2, or whiskey number 2, or poison number 2. So thank you, Ryan, again. Let me know which one this is, and salud.
Go.
What about our care package friend?
Well, yes.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that too. Ryan,
First
that's
off,
good. That's
I was
good
about
bourbon.
to say, how is it?
Really good. Pretty smooth. Not as not as strong / harsh going down compared to last week's.
And big shout out to POTA Sports, POTA Sports. We finally got that huge care package, tons of cards, even a slab.
Yeah, man.
PSA graded slab, first edition.
First edition too.
Paulo Kangaskhan? Come on. Look at that bad boy.
I texted the guys like, hey, maybe he didn't know. He might not have known.
I feel bad. The hollow on this really bangs.
Dude, that's a killer card. When you guys sent me the picture, I was like,
I know.
PSA graded slab?
Right? I was like, holy shit.
That's what's up. Appreciate it.
Best care package I've ever gotten in my life.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, really appreciate the support.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Oh,
thank you for the Pokeballs. Needed those for the master set. So shout out. That was
hell
sick.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Man, nuts. Actually, makes this entire podcast worth it. All this.
Yeah, honestly.
How many years have we been doing this?
The whole point of the podcast was
to get free stuff from people that we don't know.
Yeah.
The whole point of it was, even if it was just one person, if it's 100 people, if it's 1 million people, if people can relate to the things that we say, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
None of the shit we're saying is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
It's all just opinion based, like we say all the time. It's all opinion based. But we come on these episodes, we talk shop, we talk hobby. We wing probably 95% of the episodes. We're just winging it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it great. I think that's the best part, is not to have it so structured like we used to do.
Yeah.
We can just come in here and bullshit and have fun and talk the hobby, man.
Yeah.
What is better than that?
I agree. Totally agree.
And in 5 minutes in, and we've probably lost half our view.
Yeah, that's for sure.
No.
Ron is like, all right, yep, he's drinking it. Okay, thank you. Click.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's what Ryan. Did he drink the bourbon? Okay, I got better stuff to do.
Yeah, exactly.
The poison is slowly setting.
Let's go ahead. Let's run the intro. Cheers to another Jelly Cards Podcast episode. Hope you guys all enjoy. Eric, let's run that intro. All right, so John, I'm gonna throw it to you because you are Papa John.
Yeah, John.
And let everybody know what the hell is going on with Whatnot.
Okay. So if nobody has ever used Whatnot or heard of Whatnot, Whatnot is essentially like a live selling platform. You can also list things for buy it now, but most of the time people run live shows and they sell either singles or they run breaks or they do repacks. They do a bunch of stuff on there related to not only cards, but also comics, collectibles, shoes, whatever you want to Like anything that you're looking for, someone might be selling it on Whatnot. But some really crazy hobby drama has now entered the chat because one of my favorite card accounts on X/Twitter, I think his name is Paul Lesko. He's an attorney who usually handles cases related to the hobby. Paul, if I misrepresented you there, I apologize. So don't come after us.
Don't sue us.
Yeah, but so there are at least 15 people who have a lawsuit against Whatnot, claiming that their site or their platform is operating like an illegal gambling service. And I kind of agree with you, Jason.
15 demands, 30 people.
Demands 30 people. I agree with Jason that Whatnot is found, I don't know, guilty or what the proper verbiage is for it if they get held accountable and these people all get their money back. I think that anybody who's running box breaks, case breaks, repacks, or anything like that, random team breaks, they're gonna have to start putting a bunch of disclaimers in their streams. But I really think that's pretty much all that's gonna happen. Is Whatnot is going to be like, do you agree to this? Do you agree to enter the platform? People are going to click yes, and then they're just going to go back to doing what they were doing. But
it isn't the biggest issue is because Whatnot, their main office is in California. It's illegal in California.
Yes.
So they would have to probably move their business.
I mean, they're incorporated in Delaware, but they're headquartered in California.
So so they would have to move their headquarters out of California in order to
I don't think anything's going
to operate under a gambling title.
I don't think anything's going to happen ultimately. I think they're looking to settle, and then Whatnot puts up some like terms of agreement thing when people join, or like there's going to be an update with the terms of agreement and it'll be fine. Because I don't know. They're both right. So I don't know how you litigate this case.
Me neither.
I mean, let's be honest. It is like randomized breaks, repacks. It is gambling.
Yes.
The fact you don't know what you're getting, but you're paying money for it, and there could be a potential prize at the end of it, right? Like that's what it is. Like, isn't there's like just like 3 breakdowns of like what gambling is, and that's exactly what repacks are. That's exactly what randomized breaks are. And in my opinion, every single breaker that is doing that on Whatnot or any platform, they are just preying on the addictions. That's all it is. It's the same thing what gambling does. If you go to a casino, to me, it's just they just understand that there's people out there that probably have some serious damn problems in this hobby.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of debt.
Like, you can't sue Whatnot for those people's problems.
No, so when I first heard about this and I was reading on it, and maybe I'll play devil's advocate here, I kind of took it as I think people just getting pissed that they're losing so much money. But it's your fault that you're fucking paying.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that.
You're paying all that money.
Sure.
You do not have to pay 10 times what that spot should typically go for, or whatever, just because of, I could potentially maybe get this team that has potentially this card in the set. That's what they're trying to, it's all just.
Yeah, the best way to do it is like maybe how eBay used to do it. Like you just bid on a team and it was just open market on a team that you knew it was the team or the player. And I don't know. I don't know how you tangibly prove what this guy is saying, even though he's right.
Yeah.
So this is from the Sports Collectors Daily article that I sent you guys. So it says the filings argue that randomized breaks can contain the 3 key elements typically used to define gambling. It's consideration, chance, and prize. Participants pay money to buy a spot in a break. That's consideration. The assignment of teams or players is determined by random tools such as wheel spins or dice rolls. That's your chance. And then valuable cards are awarded to some participants, which is the prize.
Isn't that the exact same thing as buying a box off the shelf?
Thank you. I agree.
That's what their defense is going to be. And then, like, how do you go against that? Even though what you said is true and what I said is true.
Yeah.
But
So
There's
like I
pack
don't know what.
odds though, but there are odds and it tells you what you potentially I think what they're trying I
Yeah,
think what the biggest issue that they're having is that a lot of these there's no transparency. They're
yeah,
not telling you exactly what's in what you're gonna get, or
yeah,
I
they're
got you.
not telling you the
yeah.
odds and things like that. So I think there's a big difference because on packs, it gives you the pack odds, or you can go online, you can find your pack odds like, oh, this is how many packs that I might get a gold out of 50 or red out of 5 or whatever it is. So these ones you're just buying in and not truly knowing exactly. They might maybe flash whatever the holy grail of their repack is, but they're not telling you like what your like odds are of actually trying to pull that. And that's why I'm saying like I think they are just preying on people's addictions. I do really think it's just preying on addictions. And also it's just because they know they'll make a crap ton of money doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said is true. Yeah, right. If you can prove that the repacks are the only thing they could get them on.
I agree.
But the breaks, like random team breaks, there's no
That's
way.
just a part of breaking.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no way
and
you're
that's
gonna
been
get
a
them
part
on
of
the.
breaking, you
You're
know.
not gonna. You could get them on the repacks, and how that could just be completely made up and like, okay, I'm just
Yes.
supposed to believe you. Oh, okay, cool.
Well, that's the
Agree.
issue because they think a lot of people are in that, in the breaking part of the hobby are scamming a
Yeah.
lot of their customers out of it because
They're
they
gonna have
know
to get rid of
exactly
those.
what's in these repacks.
How do you I feel like I'm just bringing this up because it's a thought that crossed my mind that a lot of these are sports related, but do you think it would bleed into TCG/Pokemon? Like the rip and
No,
ships
I
and
don't
stuff?
know.
no, because a lot of that here's the thing about it, I can buy randomized packs
Yeah.
on the shelves at a Target, which is the same thing as if I buy a randomized pack in a live stream.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Pokemon from what I'm seeing, a lot of, like, the TCG sellers, they're just doing singles, which is completely different because
Yeah.
it's showing you exactly
Exactly.
what the
Yeah, what
card
you're doing.
is, so
Yeah.
that's a big difference, so those aren't breakers, they're just sellers using a live platform.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is that these repacks, they're not coming from manufacturers.
Right. They're
Yeah,
just being
They're
made by
coming
people.
from third-party sellers or
people.
third-party repackers that are just sending them out to these breakers, and then these breakers are selling them for quadruple the amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody knows, like, it would be different if like, oh, repacks, like Top started doing repacks. And then that was just something that was in distribution to all these different businesses.
Right.
But it would be like if we started packing up repacks and then we gave it to somebody to go, hey, run these repacks. Like it's kind of shitty. It
Yeah.
seems
Shady.
dirty.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
shady. Yeah. I think I agree with you guys. I think the repacks are the only thing that, like
They
really,
could get them on.
yeah, holds water, if that's the right word or idiom to use
Yeah,
for the case. As someone who joins a lot of breaks and who has also joined repacks, I'm kind of, maybe this is a harsh thing to say, but I'm leaning towards what you were saying, Jason. Like, buck stops with me. I know what I'm buying into,
Yeah.
at least. Like, I know that my odds are probably slim, but it's just,
that's what I'm banking on.
yeah, I want the Cubs. I can't afford to buy a full case of Topps Chrome. I'd rather just buy the Cubs in a full case. I'm not gonna like get mad at the breaker for that. I've agreed to the price that they set. I'm the one who's putting in the bid. I know what my max is.
Yeah. You're clicking the button.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is. You're clicking the button. You're joining the break. That's why going off of what Eric said, maybe breaking just needs to go back to how it used to be, where if you're listing them on eBay, lengthy descriptions. Read the description. It
Yeah,
tells you exactly what's going to happen in this break.
And it wasn't like immediate. It wasn't just like,
true.
because part of that like case is like it's feeding on the immediacy and like, oh, you gotta get it, you gotta get it, gotta get it. Like these eBay auctions are, days.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
you
The
know,
article also, yeah.
you got time to think about like, all right, how much am I gonna spend on this?
Yeah, because they go up on auctions. They're still like 7-day auctions, and then you're bidding on it, and then damn, oh shit, it got way too high. Okay, I'm gonna pass it up. It's not just happening in this moment of this like these sudden death. Like sudden death, you got 10 seconds.
Yeah,
to
man.
make your bid, and then people are just rapid firing, like clicking.
That's actually maybe a personal point for anybody who uses Whatnot. A lot of the times when you join streams and they're running singles or they're running repacks or anything like that, it's gotten to the point now where I put my volume almost all the way down to 0. Like I mute it,
Yeah, you can't even hear. Yeah, listen to
but it
them.
feels like basically like a car salesman thing going on. It's like, hey, this is at $5. Should be a $50
Yep.
card. Should be a $50 card.
Yeah, right.
Blah blah blah
That's
blah
a
blah.
big problem, and
Yeah.
you're seeing a lot of crash outs
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah,
with
when it
with
doesn't get
breakers when it's not going their way and they're just crashing out, cutting the streams, damaging the card.
Stealing cards.
And so I like that you brought that up because still reading off the Sports Collectors Daily article. So one of the things that they talk about is is the claims of fraud and lack of oversight. And basically they're saying is that, according to the complaint, the platform allows breakers to engage in practices that could disadvantage buyers, including situations where sellers allegedly share information about high end or high value cards within repack products. So that, like the shouting of guys, this is you
Yeah.
know, it's a raw card, but it's $1,000 in the PSA 10. Like this has to go. Like this is worth $400, $400, and you just keep tossing out these amounts. And yeah, you're gonna get somebody who goes, "Oh, 400, but
really.
I can make 1,000. Like
Yeah.
I can get a
Exactly.
PSA 10 and get 1,000." You know?
Yeah. So if you're joining any of these Whatnot breaks or Whatnot single streams, I would keep the volume low and then, I don't know, just try
Think
your best to jump to like some sort of resource to check the price on the card before you put your bid in. But again, they're going to prey on that and keep the seconds fast and quick and low. And then
So John,
people just get,
how do you like the way that breaking has gone? Do you like current formats of how it is, or do you wish it would go back to where none of this sudden death stuff, none of this randomized,
yeah,
breaks and all these repacks? Do you want it
yeah.
to just go like, hey, I'm opening up a case of Bowman Draft. I'm listing all the teams
Now we're
on
talking.
eBay,
Now we're talking.
here we go.
Yeah. But
putting up a 5-day auction. This is the day I'm doing the break. Join my YouTube or join on TikTok, whatever it is.
yeah, I I am a fan of breaking, and I'm going to stay a fan of breaking. And I say that because I have
Yeah.
people that I like joining their breaks and I trust.
Yes.
So there's always going to be some bad apples in the bunch, and I would just do my best to avoid those kind of people. Like, for example, Wax Room, One of One, Pristine Worldwide, Leighton with Medalist Breaks, Buckeye,
These are all
anybody.
people you like.
Yeah, all the people that I like and I trust. Like, you can tell when people are running their breaks ethically. And then if you do it long enough, you can tell when things are like, okay, there's no reason that the Cubs should be $700 in a case of Bowman Draft. Like that doesn't make sense because I know that if I go to Facebook, to my Facebook group, they're usually selling for about $240. So once you kind of get the hang of it, and shout out One of One, I use One of One Card Shop's website a lot when it comes to breaking. Like if I check,
You need a base to go against.
yeah, if I
That'd
check
be
their
your
website
advice.
and the Diamondbacks are like $80 in a case, and I see that same team on Whatnot for 300-400, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not right. Don't want to be breaking this with this person.
So real quick, so sudden death kind of eliminates you being able to look up comps.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
It eliminates your
exactly
ability
that's what
to
they-
be able to
Yes.
understand what
It's a
you're
control
what you're
thing.
about to buy.
It's a control thing. They just want to be. They want all the power.
Yeah.
So do you think that's why a lot of breakers switch to sudden death auctions, because they don't want their buyers to be able to look up comps?
It's definitely a possible tactic. I would not put it past anybody to do that. Most of the times in the breaks that I join, they either switch to it towards the end to just kind of get the break filled so that we can get moving. But yeah, it's a really good point by you, Jason. I think people try to do that a lot, but I've only, like, again, sorry, One of One, if I'm misrepresenting you, but in the One of One breaks that I've seen where they do like sudden death, it's when they already have it listed for, let's say, $400. They're like, okay, we're going to drop this down to 200, run it for sudden death, get it for whatever you want. And that's how
Okay.
I like that. Like, I feel like that's how people should operate if you're
Yeah,
going to be
sudden
running
death
breaks.
should be like clearance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very well said. Perfectly said. But a phenomenal point by you, Jason. I would not put it past anybody to be like, oh, I'm running it at sudden death. This is a $700 team. Get your bid up. And
Because
people
I
don't
see that
look.
a lot in just singles. Like if I'm watching a lot of like the single ones, I mean, sometimes if it's not sudden death, you're only getting like 30 seconds to like put your bid in.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I mean, they're selling like thousands of slabs. How am I supposed to have the time to
Yep.
like
You're
let me
not.
quickly go look this up and see? Like, so it's a lot of it's just you might as well turn the lights off and I'm a shoot in the dark. And if
Yeah.
I hit, I hit. You know what I mean? Like that's why I keep saying like a lot of it truly is, even just with singles. And don't get us wrong, like there's plenty of ethical breakers out there. There's plenty of ethical sellers out there on eBay, Fanatics Collect, whatnot, whatever platform you're buying your cards off of, if you're joining breaks or you're joining live streams. There's plenty of ethical people out there. But at the same time, it's you is maybe breaking or joining breaks, is that maybe a little bit more of like something like an advanced hobbyist should like get into? If you're starting in the hobby, maybe breaks is probably not necessarily what you should be joining right away. Like get an understanding of comps, understand the market, understand how what cards sell at this mile, what teams sell. Like you were saying, you look this stuff up. So if you look at one and go, hey,
Yeah.
why are the Cubs at $700? Maybe for newcomers, stick to just buying singles. And once you gain a little bit of knowledge on the hobby and how markets work and how, comps work and stuff, then start getting into the breaks. Don't just jump right into like a backyard breaks because
Yeah.
that shit's probably going to be super intimidating. You're going to see a lot of high end stuff.
Great point. Yeah. I think that's really well said. My only counter is that breaking, God, I don't know if it used to be like for people who were newcomers and they were
Yeah,
just
used to
like,
be the way in.
yeah, it was like a small entry into like a box that I could never afford by myself. But I think now in
They've exploited that.
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Eric. They've exploited that. And so they're taking advantage of people who are like, well, I've never joined a break before. I'm going to get a whole case of my favorite team and they're telling me that it's worth $400 and I can get it for 300. Okay, I'll do it. And then they just don't have the time or the inclination, I guess, to look at other sales, especially on eBay, because there are a few people who still run eBay breaks or other platforms. And so phenomenal point, Jason. Yeah, it's at where we are now in the hobby, unfortunately, it's dangerous to go right into breaks, especially with people that you can't trust.
Especially when like, when Panini was doing, like National Treasures, how many cards come in there's one pack of cards in a National Treasures box. And then you're selling though 30 something teams out of the whole league. And there's what, maybe 6 cards in a pack or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Man, you're
I don't know
just
how you
like,
do
you
that.
are
Yeah.
really just rolling the dice
yeah,
and just seeing like, oh, I bought the Bulls. Let's hope that I get somebody on the Bulls out of 6 cards in a pack or some shit.
it's the worst.
It must be, I don't know. It must be people who are adjacent to the hobby who get content fed to them, which is all via breakers because that's where the
Yeah.
hits are. And then they're like, okay, cool. So then okay, now I'm seeing that I have to go there to get the cool cards.
Make
And they
money.
go there and it is like
They're
a
getting
casino and the
skunked.
Credit card
casino's
just
like
keeps swiping.
ka-ching. Yep. Casino's just like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Now I can just fund another casino.
There was a video, and
So-
I'm not sure how true this clip was. And it was like a group of dudes sitting at a table. It looked like they were at like some fast food restaurant or something. And the guy with the camera and these dudes they all looked like in their 20s. And they were like, they're all whatnot sellers or whatever for cards. And he was like, oh, this is a 6-figure seller, 6-figure seller, 6-figure seller, 6 figures, 7-figure seller. And then he's just going, going, going. And I'm just
I don't
like,
believe any
if
of
this
that.
is, I know, but I'm just saying, if this is true, like,
Yeah, cooked.
this is really bad for the hobby. Really, really bad for the hobby because like I said, I think it is just I think breaking has unfortunately took a very dark turn, and it is just preying on the fact that we are so addicted to wanting to get that one card, that one life-changing card. And unfortunately, somebody like Backyard Breaks has that card or whoever, whatever break you're joining, because you know I'm about to spend a shit ton of money.
Mhm.
But I also understand if I hit that one card, my life is changed potentially forever.
Yeah. Do you
And it's
think
sad,
you think
but
that Whatnot will maybe Eric can relate, but maybe they'll switch to kind of like a basically a gambling situation where credit cards are not allowed anymore and that everything's going to be like linked directly to the bank, similar to gambling websites. That might be one of
Yeah.
the clauses in the agreement that gets settled or whatever the hell they're going to do with it. Because then, dude, it's just people are going to just go to
Man,
zero.
dude, I mean,
yeah, it's
that's like
sad.
I
What are you
mean, I
supposed
don't
to
know.
do?
There's just like, it's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much with this. There's too much with these prediction markets. Stop it. Everybody should not have the ability to gamble on literally everything. It's not good. It's really
Yeah.
not good. So, God, it's not good. Like,
mean, what
it's not good. It's just not good. Like, there's a lawsuit against Whatnot. There's a lawsuit against Kalshi for doing like something similar, like the same sort of casino, just like it's too much. Like,
because
and then
people are
these
getting too
prediction
caught up in it.
markets are
All these
too much.
businesses are getting too caught up in the money.
It's too
They're
much.
making so much fucking money that they're forgetting, like, hey, are we doing this like legally?
No, they're not. Well, I mean,
Let's make sure this is all still legal what we're doing. You know? I mean, how like GameStop power packs, man. What's the difference between me sitting in front of my computer just clicking a button with GameStop power packs, or if I'm at a casino, I'm just pulling the lever on a slot machine.
that's what they're
Question.
going to argue pretty much. I mean,
I think at
There's
least the power packs show you the odds of
Yeah.
hitting the card's value.
And
Like,
I think
sure
if you,
the slot machine shows me what the jackpot is.
no,
but there's like, you could probably
that's
audit.
funny.
You could audit GameStop, and there would be like records, and if they would prove it, and it would be fine. And if the records show that they couldn't prove it, you would win the lawsuit.
Yes.
Like, it's just that. And the same thing with the casinos. They would be able to show you with paper what those machines are. It's not going to be good, but they're going to be able to show you what the odds are. So with these repacks, okay, yeah, because you said it. Okay, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, because some
You know?
third party
Yeah.
business decided, hey, let's do repacks.
Yeah, man.
So
Let's-
yeah, this is this move to
We'll
sue 'em.
show one card that you can potentially pull. But I'm going
Right.
to tell you right now, it's not in the repack.
Yeah, dude. I think also
That's how I feel
just-
about those vending machines. Those PSA vending machines or slab vending machines.
Yeah.
You're a
Because
sucker.
they're gonna put a
You're a
PSA 10,
sucker.
Charizard
Yeah.
Hollow on the side of the
Yeah,
machine
exactly.
Yeah.
that makes you think
Yeah.
it was the same thing when you would do the before that, when you would put the 50 cents in and whatever the stickers were. You remember those machines where it would show you what kind of stickers?
Yeah, like the
Where
Pokemon
it would
stickers
come
and
out in like
different
a
other
white
stickers.
piece of cardboard.
Yeah, like
But then
next
you would
to the
have all the
gumball
stickers,
machines.
and then
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh my God, these are the ones I can get. And then you open it up and it's not even on the damn thing.
Exactly.
You know?
It's good times, man.
They used to do that with
Damn.
Pokemon cards too. You used to be able to go, like they would,
Yeah. Yeah, I
here's
remember they
you
used to
can
be
get a
able to get
hollow
the-
card.
Remember you
And
used
you're
to get
opening
the-
up, it's
you
some
remember-
common bullshit.
Yeah, you used to get this commons out of the original Pokemon vending machine. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Good
Flashback.
times, dude.
Yeah,
Good
man.
shit, Jason.
Yeah.
just-
Next to the Runts machine.
Hey, man.
Jason's
I
candy.
love Runts. That's right.
Yeah, I
The
know.
Runts Blizzard needs to come back at DQ, man.
Gross, dude.
That's
That's
disgusting.
absolutely off.
Well, let me ask you guys. So, depending on whatever the outcome is, what does this do to the hobby going forward? What is this going to do for
Well,
breakers going forward?
I
And
think-
what is this ultimate? Are we going to see a shift away from breakers now?
I think eBay Live is probably watching this very attentively and seeing where this goes because they're the same thing as Whatnot. So they're next, right?
Fanatics,
Yeah.
Fanatics Collect.
Yeah, or whoever. So I'm thinking that they're watching this very closely and seeing what comes of this, or like what, because there's like, what we know and what's actually happening is steps between, right? Like there's already probably semi-settlements, or like, okay, I already know how we're going to figure this out. Boom, boom, boom. Like, this is the thing we need to focus on. Then we don't know any of that shit. I don't know any of that shit.
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't know any of this shit. The fact that Whatnot got hit with a RICO and that's the headline is hilarious. But eBay's got to be watching it like a hawk and being like, all right, or thinking about what kind of updates do I need to do immediately
Yeah.
to start protecting myself so somebody couldn't even sue me right now, because I'm like, oh, I've already made our users sign this waiver, like you guys said earlier, like some
Yeah.
whatever
Mhm.
terms of agreement
Yeah,
bullshit.
exactly. Yeah.
And it's crazy too because Whatnot has become such a major sponsor
Everywhere.
of the hobby, especially at the national
Yeah.
and all that too. So this is really, really, really big news. John,
Yeah.
what do
Well,
you think?
good. I think it's good. I think
think
it's
so, too.
good.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
Bring it back to a normal hobby. Like,
Needs to
let's
start.
just
Yeah, it needs to
rein it
crash.
in a little bit. What do you think, John?
I think that, I think it's good, especially the repacks. I think it would be nice to have some sort of rules in place or some sort of like set transparency, which is what I was going to say about the GameStop power packs. I'm pretty sure they give you the entire list of all the cards that are in the packs. But if not, then I feel like that's what's going to happen. And I was going to give a shout out / kudos to Jeff and his Cards HQ, their repack situation, because their website has the entire list of all the
Great.
cards that
Yeah,
are in
good.
the repacks, and that's how it should be. I'm not saying that repacks are even really fun or worth it, because it is like straight up gambling. Like, okay, here's 80% of the cards that are worth, I don't know, 80% of your investment, and then there's 20% of the cards that are worth your investment and above. So I don't know. I don't think people are going to stop breaking. I don't think people are going to stop joining repacks, but at least it'll start making people slow down and think about it.
All right. Well, let's move into some show and tell. I think we talked a lot about that. Any new information, we'll bring it up on this podcast. We can make some social media posts on it. I'm sure as these months go on, more and more information is going to come out about this Whatnot lawsuit. So let's get into some show and tell. And then after show and tell, we have a few topics we want to discuss, some shout outs to give. We have been having some of the listeners asking us to talk about certain topics or if we've brought up those topics before. So we definitely want to touch on them, show some love to our supporters. So who's got some?
I got one, just like a little
Whoa.
Damn.
Charizard Sun and Moon Black
Okay.
Star promo.
Hell yeah.
I'm a sucker for these. This was a recent show pickup.
I actually really like the
It's a good
the
art.
picture that they
It's
the
like
artwork.
it's like clay.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's actually
That's a
really
cool
nice.
card.
Stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice pickup.
What show was that at?
The most recent one that we went to was it Crystal Lake, when me, Larry, and Kian went.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
it was fucking hot. Oh my god, dude, it was so hot in that. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, you got to know who your clientele is, man. I mean, it was hot and it was stanking. Like, it was like,
Boy.
like, then finally they
Yeah.
like opened the doors and like it dropped 15 degrees
Oh,
in
there
like
you go.
5 minutes. And I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
nothing will beat that national.
God,
You, John and I and JK.
that's
It
another
was
one
so
that gets
hot,
just
man.
so hot.
That's
It gets
horrible.
so hot
hot
there.
couldn't move anywhere.
Yeah, it's another one.
You're
that
just
gets
shoulder
so
to shoulder
hot.
with people the entire fucking time. Oh, it was miserable.
Yeah.
Fucking miserable. Can't see any of the tables.
That's
Yeah, it was
another
not
one.
good.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
All right. What you got, John?
So, this was part of the PSA submission, It is one of the banned art cards that I didn't really, I think I did showcase it in the YouTube video, but we also posted one of them on our Instagram. But this is the 1999 Japanese Gym 2 Sabrina's Gengar Hollow with the graveyard in the back. And this one actually got a PSA 9.
Dang.
I'm trying to get how awesome the hollow is on this because there's a lot of hollow, but of course I'm failing.
Is it in a sleeve?
No. Yeah, I took it out to try to avoid that.
Just trust us. It's got a great hollow.
Yeah, it really does.
Trust us.
Trust us. You can trust us.
But yeah, PSA 9.
Damn, that's what's up, man. How many banned cards are there?
I don't know. At least.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on
7.
I think it depends on banned. I think the Misty card was like, and the Grimer card were banned for different reasons.
For inappropriate reason.
Yeah. Versus like, oh, this card's broken. And like, we can't have it in the TCG anymore.
I thought the Sabrina's Gengar was banned because it was deemed too scary. Because of the graveyard in the background.
We'll see. But like, there's also,
I wonder how many more cards are banned like that. Like not just like taken out of circulation or taken out of like you can't play the TCG with them anymore. I wonder how many cards that people like Nintendo or whoever was just like, we can't do that. Like we can't show that one.
I actually recently just saw a thing on Twitter that there's a ban like Indigo League episode that they banned in the US.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's Ash going to the Safari Zone, which is where he catches all of his Tauros.
Yeah.
Which explains why he has Tauros. And the reason they banned it is because like the park warden like holds the gang at gunpoint. Like there's a scene in the thing where he has a pistol to Ash's forehead, like right to his forehead. And that's why it was banned in the US. It's just like, Jesus Christ, man.
It's a 10-year-old kid, man.
Shit,
But that makes,
I didn't know
it makes sense after watching Dragon Ball. The people in Japan are fucking crazy, man.
It
like,
is
they'll
actually,
watch anything. Like
yeah,
they watch anything.
It truly is. Watching the anime of One Piece, man, I'm just like it. I mean, it's not has like that extreme, but I was like,
just recently saw that on Twitter. I'm like, damn, I saw this, like the image of the guy like holding the pistol to Ash's forehead. And I'm like, whoa,
wow, holy crap.
What's going on?
Looney Tunes shit.
Yeah, like it's Looney Tunes shit.
Looney Tunes shit, man. Damn. Wow. I wonder if there's anywhere on the internet that you can find that episode.
You could probably find the Japanese version of it. I don't think it ever got translated.
Damn.
Yeah, what do you got, Jason?
I'm actually going to pull a John, and I actually have sports cards to show.
Whoa.
I think it's been a very long time since I showed any sports cards, but there were two of my recent graded cards that came back, vintage. So I got the 1956 Topps Brooklyn Dodgers team card.
Nice. That's a good one.
It is a good one because it does has Duke Snyder. It's got Pee Wee Reese, Jackie Robinson, Sandy Koufax on it. So it's pretty cool. Shout out, the shop's not around anymore, but John, I got that from Triple Crown.
Triple Crown. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I got it's a PM.5.
It's a sneaky way to,
I bought this card for I think it was like $5.
It's a sneaky way to get a good picture.
He had a tack board, and he would put them in like sleeves or whatever, and then they were all just in card savers, and he had them tacked on a board, like just in their bag. So then you pull the tack out
through the middle.
Yeah, through the middle of the card. And that's how I got this one, because I thought it was cool, because it's like, dude, Jackie Robinson's in this damn picture. So
great
team.
There's
a lot of legends in that picture.
A lot of Hall of Famers on that card.
You know, this card's the reason why I fell in love with Duke Snyder.
That's the reason why. Just a dreamboat.
And I was just looking up the players. I was looking up how many Hall of Fame players were in this team, and then I saw Duke Snyder, looked up his stats, and went, holy shit. And then, here it is, man.
Whoa.
There it is, the 1953 Topps Howie Pollitt.
Howie.
Graded a PSA 3. For a guy, the least graded player in 1953 Topps set. So here he is.
Yeah. There you go,
just
Jason.
That is,
but shout out Howie Pollitt, man, because he played for the Cubs. And the unfortunate thing is, he played for the Cubs in 1954. So this is 1 year too soon.
There's
1
not
year
even,
too soon,
oh
man.
my God, there's not a better representation of Jason than that card.
Why?
Yeah,
You
go
just
for
got this, man. You love an underdog.
I love the most random
You love an
cards that you
underdog.
can
No,
get.
you
Yeah, I
love
really
an
do.
underdog.
I
You
really do.
love the underdog. You loving the least graded person in that year. Yeah, of course. Yep.
Yeah.
Jason has it. That doesn't. Yep.
Like it.
Sky is blue. Yep.
Got it raw. Shout out to Greg Morris.
Oh my
Because
God.
Greg Morris, I went back and looked because Greg Morris, when they list their cards, their
Yeah.
vintage cards, they'll tell you what they believe the grade is going to get, and spot on.
Really?
Yep.
Good shit.
They said it was either going to be a 3 or a 4,
Nice.
and it was a 3.
Damn.
So
Good job, Jason. It's my favorite
yep,
thing
shout
about
out Greg Morris, man. Yep.
I'm
I
happy
was
that it
always
was accurate.
I was always curious, like, hey, how accurate are your listings? And yep, came back a 3, man. But yes, I do love the most obscure underdog. But like, give me those cards, man. Pat Burrell rookie card, man. Random Pat Burrell rookie card, man. I have an
Aaron
Aaron
Rowan.
Rowan first Bowman Chrome BGS 9.5, man. Omar Vizquel PSA 10. I just got them all, man. Matt Merton, my man.
It's a cool card, Matt Burton.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my Howie Pollitt, man. There it was.
Some sweet cards.
Thank you, man.
I love
Thank
the
you, thank you,
vintage.
thank you.
Nice show off. Gotta get back to that.
I can't get back into sports, man. I can't do it. Like, I just can't. It'll
Well,
make
you
me
can.
go crazy if I
Yeah.
can, but it would make me go crazy. I have too much fun with TCG though, man. You know, I mean, if I feel like if I ever did still get into sports cards, I still want to complete my Duke Snyder, get every single Duke Snyder card printed in a SGC slab. That's probably really, if I ever started doing sports again, I think it would just be vintage. I would go
Nice.
strictly
Yeah, that's
vintage
what I mean.
cards.
You
I
could,
wouldn't
like,
do
just do that.
anything modern, unless it was like, like an Aaron Rowan one. The favorite players of mine, find the rookie cards, get that. Matt Holliday, man. Need a Matt Holliday rookie card too.
Yeah, you do.
Need a Matt Holliday rookie card.
Nothing modern unless it's Aaron Rowan.
Aaron Rowan, I mean, yeah. I mean, but like,
Jesus Christ.
I think Aaron Rowan was from like early 2000s, man, like 2000 or something like that.
It's not that,
2001,
dude.
maybe?
It's that Aaron Rowan. Come on, man. Like,
Hey, you know what's funny?
he
And then
was
we'll
an
get into
okay baseball player.
he was an all-star when he was on the Phillies, made an all-star team. So, but it's so funny because I really liked him because of his batting stance. He had such an odd
him and
batting
Craig
stance.
Counsell.
And I would, when I would play Wii baseball
Oh, here we go.
with the baseball bat, man, I would, hold it real close right here, man. Just like Aaron Rowan would. But he had such a beautiful swing, though, man. That's why I liked him.
Sure.
And he played tough, man.
Yeah, he did.
Awesome center fielder. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, ran into the wall
Even
that
though
one time.
Even though he was on the White Sox, and I hate the White Sox. But I became a huge fan of him when he finished his career on the when he got on the Phillies and became an all-star, and then when he went to the Giants and won those World Series. So.
Just that statement alone was so funny. Not going to buy modern, unless it's Aaron Rowan. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So everybody buys, right?
That's
right.
so good, man.
That's right. All right, let's give out some shout-outs real quick. I'll go with one. I'm not going to say not going to say the person's name. I don't want to, if they don't want their name out there, I won't say it. But I'm gonna bring up what they asked us in the comment, because they commented again recently and asked if we talked about it. I made sure to screenshot it. So remember when we were talking about tag grading and how tag was they were looking into making grading machines they were going to put into local card shops and hobby shops.
Yes.
So they asked us, this person commented and said, what if Tag partnered up with Target or partnered up with Walmart and put those machines inside those stores for people to grade with? But then I took it as, well, you know how Walgreens has their photo section where you can turn cards in, or you can turn cards. Jesus, I'm already on the cards. You can turn your photos in, they'll print them, and then
Into
you just go
cards.
and pick them up. What if Walmart or Target did that, but it was actual tag, like it was operated and employed by Tag, but it was a certain section of the store that you just walk up, hand them your cards and say, "Hey," and then Tag goes, "Okay, we'll have them graded in 2 hours," or whatever, or, "We'll have them graded this week. We'll give you a call or send you an email, and you come back and pick them up."
It's a
I was like,
great
"Damn, that actually
idea.
might be fucking really badass."
That's a great
And then
idea.
and I'm driving to work, and then the wheels are just turning, man, about, like, how they can set this up, and I'm like, "This actually could be a really, really great idea."
Yeah,
And
that's
my
a
thing
good
is, like,
idea.
so you would have to limit the amount of cards you can submit, because what you wouldn't wanna do is you wouldn't want to like,
Your window would have to be open like 4 hours a day.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you would have to limit it to maybe like, "Hey, at most, you can give us, like, 5 to 10 cards in one day." Like, one submission, 5 to 10
Yeah.
cards
Yeah,
max,
yeah.
and it would and everything I was telling myself, everything would have to be at the lowest service level. That's
Yeah.
all we provide, lowest service level, but we can grade them in a week or 2, and then we'll give you a call, and you can come pick them up at your local Walmart or whatever participating Walmart, participating Target. I think,
Well, this
man,
is probably the same place you dropped him off at.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but just wherever it is, because I'm assuming that not every single Walmart or Target would have this in there. It would be select locations that you can go
Hmm.
to, but I actually thought that would be a really fucking awesome idea of one of those grading companies, if Tag, because they do technology, and it's completely operated by Tag. Tag employees, Tag customer service,
Yeah,
everything.
it would have to be like a kiosk,
Yeah.
a tag kiosk.
I thought that was actually really, really great thought. And it would put Tag completely on the map. It would eliminate having all the risk of sending cards out to get graded, because I'm just walking these right over there.
Better
And then
than
if those cards get
yeah.
lost, well, hey, man, I'm going right back to that store, you know?
Yeah, you'll have like receipt proof.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Man, the
I think it's a
photos.
great idea.
I think it's an awesome idea. John, you kind of seem like you don't like it.
I think it'd be okay. I just don't think that I think PSA would do it before Tag did it, because PSA
They
has the
couldn't.
money and the power to
couldn't
do it.
do
PSA
it.
doesn't use technology, though.
Doesn't matter. They'll just put the things that they used for grading in the store, and they'll put their people in the store, and they'll do it that way.
Yeah, but think about how much more money that costs than just having a computer,
Machine.
a machine do it.
What happens if the
having one
machine
or two-
breaks?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm sure you would have. What happens if the
Yeah,
machine
sure.
breaks
What
at
happens
at
if
their
somebody at PSA
location?
takes vacation?
They have
Yeah.
employees to fill those vacations.
Well, they have
Okay,
people
they
to
would
come
have
fix the
mechanics to
machines.
come fix the machine.
Okay.
It's
What's the difference of just like sending it to Tag to be put through the same machine?
How many more cards do you think Tag can grade
Well, it
in
eliminates
an
the
hour
mail.
versus?
Yeah, it eliminates the mail, but like, what's your turnaround time? Because if you say we're gonna get it done in 2 weeks, you got to limit it to like, okay, we're only accepting 200 cards a day, and you have to start a wait list.
Whatever,
Well, that's why it's
whatever
easier
the
for Tag to do
yeah.
it, because they could just run it through this computer system, seemingly. That's where I don't know. I'm comparing Tag. I'm assuming Tag per grade spends less time per card than PSA.
I would have to assume that, and I feel like
No.
you can grade
Do you
like
think Tag takes more time than PSA to grade a card per card?
Based on what the interviews and stuff that Jason sent, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if the machine takes 1 minute and PSA workers are taking 40 seconds or less.
So what is the better grade then, John?
What are you talking about?
Meaning, like, do you
More
like
accurate?
the fact that do you like the fact that PSA only
That's
takes
not
30
where I was.
seconds?
That's not where
versus,
I
like,
was going. But
No.
I don't know if the machine. Yeah, who knows how long the machine takes to grade a card, but still, like,
Okay.
I'm sure it's a very quick process
Yeah, I like the
because it's
idea.
just scans.
I think that in order for it to work to the level that you want it to work, they would have to limit the amount of cards per day.
Well, that's why I said it would be like, 5 cards max.
Per
You can only
person,
have
and you
one,
can only have
per
like
person,
50
one
people do it.
submission per day. Like, hey, we're only accepting X amount. Like, it could even be like, hey, like, here's a number, here's a queue line. Okay, you're now in the queue. You can come and drop off your cards.
Yeah.
They could do something like that. And then that way, because you don't want to backlog those. And that's why I said Just do it at the lowest service level. You're paying the cheapest amount. We're not doing no express bullshit. We're not doing anything like that. If you want in 2 days or whatever, then yeah, you have to ship them out. You got to mail them.
Hmm.
And maybe you can even do that too, where if instead of me going to the post office, I can just go to my local Walmart, go up
That's
to
what
the
I'm
tag
thinking.
booth, and I can just do my submission right there, and then they can ship it off for me.
That could be a thing too.
That could definitely be a thing.
You know, I think that's something that they should really
Email
take
them.
into consideration. Well, PSA is already starting to somewhat do that because obviously Jeff has a PSA submission like area in his own shop.
That's what I'm
So
talking
I
about.
know that's like, and obviously you got third party great group submitters that are doing stuff like that too. But like to have it in an actual department store to partner up, like Walmart's like becoming like a big thing in the hobby now. They had a damn booth at the National, so it could be something that one of these smaller grading companies could look into.
Okay.
I thought, yeah, I thought it was a
I
cool.
think it'd be
I thought it
awesome.
was a
I
good,
would
yeah.
love to do it. That'd be so
Yeah,
nice.
shout out to the person who sent us that comment. Again, like I said, I didn't know if you wanted your name to be mentioned or not on the podcast because it seemed like it was your actual real name. So I don't want to. When you listen to this, if you're cool with us shouting you out, we'll do it. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate the topic. I hope they do that. I would do that. I would switch my entire grading thing right over to tag if I can just go right to a target and do it.
Cool.
Why not? Convenience. That's
Yeah.
why I'd be going off of
Yeah,
pure
it's
convenience.
like, okay, all right, whatever.
And just another thing removed. It's like a whole party removed.
All right, John, you got a shout out. What you got, man?
So the person that reached out on Twitter, it's Piccolo TCG. That's their @ and I'm gonna read it verbatim. Just throwing this out there, but would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the best way to sell cards, least amount of work or most profit using online or physical LCS, graded versus raw. Maybe you have talked about this before, but would love to hear it. Thanks as always. So yeah, I guess Jason, you can go first if like what you think about the best way to sell cards is most profit, easiest, like tackle it from
Well,
both sides.
honestly, I think the best way that you could probably do cards, I would do it in person. If you can go to a local LCS, you can try there. Probably not your best bet because that's probably going to be like 80% comps because of course they're going to want to make the most out of it. But I was telling Eric, I think shows. I think if you can find local shows, any of the big shows, national sports, Chicago Sports Spectacular, if you can sell them in person, even doing trades, things like that, it's just faster moving. And a lot of people who go
You
to
might
shows,
get worse though. You might get worse comps. It seems like
I
when
mean,
I
yeah,
was
but
at
it's like I think you can like make trades and get better
Sure,
value out of
yeah.
cards and like change like, okay, I can make these trades plus, get a little cash, something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to reach the biggest audience possible, you got to sell on eBay.
Yeah.
You got to
Because
listen.
even at the last show I was at, I heard people at tables who's like, I'm buying at 70. Like it's even dropped even further.
70.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's gotten like,
God damn.
yeah, I remember I was looking at a guy with few people's binders and people would walk up with slabs and be like, you interested in any of this? And he's like, yeah, like maybe 70, 75%. And I'm just like, damn, all right, this has gotten
I would be like, see you.
well, yeah, because it's like, but they also have to now turn around and like try and sell to somebody. So like they need to, 80%'s too low. Like you have to sit on that. If you're going to buy at 80%, you're going to have to sit on that. Hope it goes up in a little bit and then sell it. You buy it at 70 right off the bat. All right. Now it's like, okay, I can maybe even quick flip this to somebody who's
I can literally put it in my case and I
Yeah.
can flip it right now.
Yep.
But I
less in the
think
know.
I think your best bet is eBay. That's your best
Yeah.
like way that you're going to sell the cards. If you want to just toss it up on an auction, toss it up on an auction and see what happens. You can get some really good value out of auctions. If you want to play it to where if there's an amount in your head that you're trying to reach,
Yeah, you
buy it
gotta
now.
buy it now.
Do a buy it now OBO, or best offer and do it that way. It may take a longer time for you to sell it. It might sit for a month, 2 months,
But you'll get your
but
value.
you might end up actually getting your value, which we have started utilizing buy it now listings a lot more than what we used to. Everything used to go on an auction. What do you think, John?
I agree with you guys. I think if you're trying to make the most money on the card, I do think that eBay is the way to go. Assuming that you don't have a card that's worth like 5 to 6 figures, 7 figures, then you got to go through an auction house just because, I don't know. You could use eBay, but I have more confidence that that card will sell and be paid for if you go through a legit auction house like Heritage
If
or
you're
Golden.
using eBay like Probstein, DC Sports, if it's, PC
Yeah,
sports cards,
right. Yeah.
probably one of the bigger consignment companies.
But yeah, if you are like just wanting to get rid of the cards, I think taking them to your local card shop is a good idea. They'll probably give you like Eric was saying, maybe 70, if you're lucky, 75%, because you got to realize that if you're going to sell them to somebody at a shop or at a show, they're there as a vendor and they need to make
They
money on
need to
those
sell it
cards.
now.
Yeah. So don't expect 100%. Don't even expect 90 unless you run into somebody who's okay paying 90 and trying to sell it for 95.
Or if it's a collection card.
Yeah, true.
If certain vendors that collect certain
Yeah.
players, but
Um,
a lot of the times they need to know that they're gonna actually be able to move the card. But
oh,
it's so much fun to, like, wheel and deal in person. Like, I
yeah.
love that,
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. Yep. It's fun buying, it's fun selling in person. It's way more fun just talking to people about the hobby. I'm gonna do like a small plug here for Whatnot. If you have a lot of cards like we did
Oh yeah,
that you just want gone
that's good stuff.
and you don't care what they go for, which is usually how the Jelly Cards and Whatnot shows go. Like, you just want to get rid of all the cards that you have, run them at $1 each, run lots of them at a starting bid at $1. I would use Whatnot for that. It's too much work to list 700 like refractor Bowman cards on eBay unless you get one of those scanners. But even then, it's like shipping all these cards out individually, all that nonsense. Like, it's too much work. So if you got a huge bulk of cards that you want gone, I would get on Whatnot and just start running lots/single shows and just get rid of the cards so you can get some money back. But yeah, if I agree. If you want the most bang for your buck, want your card to make the most money, eBay is probably the way to go. If you want to avoid some of the fees and stuff and you're okay taking quote unquote below market value, always a billion times more fun to deal in person or to deal off of eBay.
Oh, I was literally about to say that. If you have like an IG account, TikTok, whatever it is too, you can post your cards up on IG. Say,
Facebook.
"Hey,
Oh yeah,
comment, message me, Facebook Marketplace." Like, there's so many different platforms that you can utilize in order to sell your cards, and it's whatever you think is the best choice for you. Like, whatever you enjoy doing, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If some people don't feel comfortable like buying shipping supplies and shipping out
True.
cards and wanting to have to go through that entire hassle. That's why I'm like, it's so fun. It's so easy to just move cards in person, but you might not be able to move it as fast, or certain cards, some vendors might just be like, "Nah, like, I'm not interested." You gotta be a little bit more selective with what you're bringing in person, but if you got some bangers, I tell you right now, man, and know your buyers too, like, know the people, like, if there's certain vendors, like, if you follow them on social media and this is the player that they're buying, or this is the Pokemon, or this is the set they love, and you have that, then sure, bring it through there and then show them, be like, "Hey, you're interested?" Or if they're talking about a certain card, "Well, I have that card," you know, and, there's so many different things you can do, and
Yeah.
utilize everything. Utilize everything. There's a time and place for a sale, whatever you do.
Yeah. And then to like briefly touch on graded versus raw, that's really tough to decide. If we used to do it all the time, like when we buy cards and we even consider them like sending them for grading, we look at the cost that we paid raw. We look at the card itself, the grade we expect, and be as harsh as possible, in my opinion. Even if you think the card's a 9, say pretend and
Always
look
expect
at,
the worst.
yeah, 7s maybe. Look at the cost of a PSA 7 and see if that is worth the grading cost and then grade it. If it's not worth the grading cost, you don't trust that it's going to get the grade you want, then I would sell it raw. It's a lot more difficult selling cards raw, but I don't know. I'm addicted to slabby patties, so I love buying slabs and I love selling
Me
slabs.
too, man. Me
So
too.
it's really your preference. Just do some research, decide whether or not the card's worth sending for grade. Think about the grading cost. Think about the mother effing risk sending your card in the mail to be graded, and decide if it's worth it to try to make that huge like leap from a raw price to a PSA 10 price or a black label price and all that nonsense. But you guys can touch on that too. I
No,
I
I
don't know.
completely agree. Yeah, I
Raw versus
completely
graded.
agree. I mean, it's again, it's just whatever comes down to your personal preference. If you want to take the chance, the raw cards are going to be typically cheaper than buying the PSA 10s. In my opinion, if you're looking to get a 10 and you have the funds, you might as well just buy the 10. Just buy the 10. You know, don't eliminate the risk. Like I have a buddy at work who talks about like wanting to buy raws all the time, and then but I'm gonna send them out and get them graded because look at them in a PSA 10. Like this is how much it's worth, and I'm just like, just buy the 10, dude.
Always. Yeah.
Just buy the 10.
Just buy the 10 if you
If
really
you
want it.
if you can buy it, just buy the 10 because you're eliminating the chance that it's gonna come back a 9, and
Or
then you're
worse.
screwed, or worse.
Yeah, or worse.
You know, because there's so many times where we look at a card and go, "Yeah, that's gonna gem," and then it comes back and it's a PSA 9 or PSA 8, and you're like, "What the fuck? Like, what the hell just happened to this damn card?"
Exactly. Be as harsh as possible when it comes down to
Yeah.
grading. But
In
also,
my personal opinion, yeah, just buy the slab.
yeah. Also, you don't have to be harsh if you're just collecting. I want that on the record. If you want to grade your damn
For sure.
cards, send them to PSA, send them to Beckett. I don't care who you send them to. Grade the cards that you want slabbed and protected. But if we're talking about trying to make money, yeah, be very strict, be very harsh. But yeah, man,
And
it's for
hey,
everybody.
if it's for cards you're supposed to sell, whatever can't be graded, you sell raw.
And then go buy the graded card that you want.
Yeah. You sell it raw, and then you grade what you want. When those come back, you sell them. You turn and burn, man. 2026.
Turn and burn.
Sell.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn and burn.
I don't know who else is turning and burning.
I don't know. All I care about is us, man. But all great questions.
Yeah,
Please, if you
thank you,
guys are
Piccolo.
listening to if you guys are listening to the Jelly Cards podcast and there are topics that you want us to discuss, please do not hesitate to reach out to us and ask us. And we will toss it into the episode. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. If you don't agree with the things that we're saying,
Yeah.
debate us. We love it.
No.
We love it, man.
You could debate us. That's fine too. Yeah, we'll give you our opinion. It may not
Yeah,
be
but we want to
smart.
just show some, want to show some love, show some support to all the people who are tuning in every single week, listening to our episodes.
Every single
We
week.
read the comments. We love the comments. We answer back as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, true that. Shout out Jason for
I'm
that.
always
It's
looking
always
at
fun
comments,
going
man.
to the comment section and seeing the replies that we have. Yeah,
Laundry's done.
yeah, exactly, man. I'm a mess
All
over
right,
here
Johnny,
today.
Wrap it up,
But
Johnny.
man. It's like on cue when the episode ends. Your laundry's always done right when we're about to wrap it up. So like I hear the laundry and I go, okay, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. Like Jason said, everybody who reached out, we really appreciate it a lot. As you can tell, my life is constantly in shambles, and all that I have going for me is doing this podcast. So
There's laundry on a Wednesday.
I got to
night.
do laundry on a Wednesday night. I got to go move it to the dryer so that in the morning I can rerun the dryer and then fold the clothes and then prepare for the next laundry unit for that next night so I can do it again all over the next day.
That's right.
Always got stuff going on, and doing the Jelly Cards podcast is a nice exit from reality. It's fun talking shop, and it's always fun connecting with people in the hobby. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Piccolo. Thank you, what's the freaking guy's name? Pato? Tago? Ragu? Sports, who sent us the care package.
Oh,
I know his real name, but I don't want to use his real name. Real name starts with a J. I have not forgotten. So thank you for the care package. We really appreciate the cards. That honestly meant a lot. I am shocked that anybody wanted to like send us cards just to spread the love of the hobby. So Means the world. Yeah, if you have any questions, anything you want us to talk about, even if it's you're going to hear some dumb opinions on it, please reach out. You can find us on X/Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatnot. For now, I don't know what's going to happen to that website, but at Jellycards, JELICARDS. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, or don't, whatever, do what you got to do. You can listen to the Jelly Cards podcast on both Apple and Spotify. If you do enjoy the tangents we go on and the stupid things we talk about, please give us a rating. Would appreciate that. Give us a review. Yeah. And thank you, everyone. Hope we have an amazing weekend and an amazing week ahead. And as always, please keep spreading the love of this hobby from your friends at Jellycard.
Yeah.